What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another very exciting episode right here on the MIgardener channel. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the difference between planting in holes versus planting in furrows or trenches. Now, at the surface, you might wonder, could there really be a difference, and could it really make a big effect on my overall garden? And the answer is yes, it really can. And so I'm going to go through the reasons why and the different plants that you want to plant in trenches or furrows versus holes, because there are kind of a certain set of crops that you can plant in trenches and ones that you really wouldn't plant in trenches. And vice versa, there's plants that do better when planted in holes versus planted in trenches. And so I'm really excited to talk about this because I don't see it being talked enough about. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is when you're planting in trenches and kind of the benefit to planting in a trench. And then I'm going to talk about the benefits of planting in a hole. So when you're planting in trenches, you're typically using something like a hoe or a rake, and you're making a continuous line that you're going to grow in. And that continuous line is very quick to make. It's very consistent in depth. And it's usually planted out with things that can be planted very closely together. Things like lettuce, carrots, spinach, a lot of your leafy greens and things like that. They all grow very closely together. They don't mind being kind of crowded in. They don't grow that tall. They don't get that bushy, and they also they don't really compete for a whole lot of space. In that is the secret between holes and trenches. But I'm not going to spoil all the fun yet because I still got the rest of this video to talk about. And I'm so excited to talk about this because it is such an interesting concept, and one that I actually learned from my grandpa. He actually taught me this. And so Grandpa George, if you're watching, thank you so much for instilling this in me. And I learned this trick ages ago. And so I'm sure he probably learned it from his dad. So it's just kind of cool to pass this information on. And so so there are some benefits to planting in a trench. It's very quick. You can cover a lot of space, in a very short period of time. It's very consistent in the depth. It's not up and down and up and down. It's very easy to tell how deep your trench is. And then there's a lot of crops that you can plant very closely together that you can just kind of whip that whole row out in a very short period of time, and it does great. So now I'm going to talk about some benefits of planting in a hole, because there are benefits of planting in a hole as well. So when you're planting in a hole, it's very precise. Planting in a trench, it's kind of like a shotgun method. You just big old trench, and you put the seeds in the trench, and you're kind of done. With planting in a hole, it's very precise. I can define the distance between the hole, and that kind of narrows in your margin of error. For plants that are bigger, things like squash, tomatoes, peppers, things that get really large that usually compete very quickly, they grow very fast. Those are ones that do ideal in holes because you could space those holes out at a very accurate distance. And if you're doing a lot of them, it just is not really reasonable to dig a trench just to plant a squash. So typically those are planted in holes. So plants that get big quick, plants that compete, plants that are better spaced apart, those things are all really good candidates for planting in holes. Now, can you plant lettuce in a hole? Absolutely. Can you plant spinach in a hole? Absolutely. There's nothing that's saying you can't do it. It's just when you're doing a lot, there's a few differences. Now, there are some potential plant health benefits as well to planting in a hole, or to planting in a trench versus a hole, and also vice versa. So the health benefits with planting in a trench is plants that grow very quickly and mature very quickly and grow very closely together. The reason why you can grow them so closely together is because when you plant them densely, they all grow up, and they pretty much grow up at the same rate. That's what you want in order to have consistent results. If you have a plant, say, being planted a 1/4 inch deep, a 1/2 inch deep, 1/8 of an inch deep, those different depths mean that the plant is going to sprout at different times. And I learned this also when I was working at a commercial greenhouse. We used a machine that actually poked a precise depth hole when we're planting our seeds. And that way, when we put the seeds in, everything grew up at the exact height. And that way, there's not one thing that's going to grow up, already start growing, and then it's going to begin to shade out the thing next to it. That's where you get a lot of patchy germination or a really spotty growth. Something is always kind of being stunted or out-competed. And so planting in a trench offers you that real consistent depth which is ideal for planting things like lettuce that need that consistency in order to not start competing. Because once they grow, once they're up, they grow fast. But if they grow consistently, they can grow really closely together. You can bunch them in. We grow high intensity. So we basically just cram, we might put 100 lettuce plants in like about a 10 to a 15-foot row. All right, before we get the lettuce and the spinach started here, I wanted to go over, I know you guys are gonna ask this about planting things like onion sets or potato sets. Now with planting onions and potato sets, they're a little bit different and they don't quite fall into the same rules as you would expect from what I was explaining. So with something like an onion set is already like a pre-grown plant. It could be living or it could be dormant. And what I like to do is use a dibbler. And the reason why I like to use a dibbler and make a hole versus a trench is because of the fact that when I'm planting an onion, I want it at a very specific depth. And though planting in a furrow, I said, has a very consistent depth, I'm planting one plant and I want to be able to know right where that one plant is and basically be able to backfill around that one plant and get that one plant planted. I don't necessarily want to plant 7 plants in a furrow. It's just not it just doesn't save me any time to do that. So that's really where I'll use a dibbler. It makes sure that the depth is exactly right, and that way I'm going to have really good consistent results. If you bury an onion too deep, the soil can compact around the onion and you can actually have less than ideal results. But you might be wondering, well, okay, so how does potatoes go? Well, potatoes, I like to plant in a trench. And the reason why is because if you plant in a hole for potatoes, potatoes like to be hilled. And if you plant them in a hole, there's not a lot of soil around to hill back up over the potato. So if I take a trench and plant the potatoes in a trench, there's a lot more soil being moved and excavated that then I can use later on to hill over the potatoes as they start to grow. So it really just has to do with those little nuances. But for the most part, if you're planting from seed or you're planting from like a little start or something like that, that's really going to define how you want to grow, whether in a furrow or a hole. But just thought to mention that as well, because I know you guys are probably going to ask that in the comment section, and so I thought I'd just answer it right now. So, all right, let's get going here and plant up the lettuce. All right, so I've got 2 different trenches here, and they were just made in different ways. The one way, which is kind of my preferred method for planting things like lettuce, when I want to space them very closely together, I like to use the corner of my hoe. You can also use a triangle hoe as well. I just prefer not to. The more tools, the more tools, the more complicated things get. So I like to just switch it over to the corner. I tilt it on an angle, and then I just drag the hoe like that, and that gives me kind of a nice even, consistent trench, but it's not very wide. Now, if you want a wider trench with a little bit more forgiveness, I like to use the flat part. Now, I wouldn't use this for things like lettuce, but you definitely can. It's not a problem. You basically just stick it flat and then just drag it, and that's going to give you a nice wide trench that's very, very forgiving. You can really see where you can really see what you're working with here, and it's a nice consistent depth. Now, is this a bad thing? Is this a bad thing? Totally based on your personal preference. Neither are bad. They're both trenches. They're both furrows, and they're both going to work. And so then when we're planting things like lettuce, I like to use a method called high-intensity gardening. Now, high-intensity gardening is by far one of the best ways to grow lettuce, any leafy green for that matter, because when you grow high intensity, when the plants grow up, not only are you getting even more production out of a given space, but also the plants grow up and they shade the soil. They reduce weeds, they reduce how much you have to water. They actually will help preserve the quality of the soil. So in my opinion, you're getting more food and getting a better quality garden in the long run. So it's kind of a win-win situation. So with lettuce, I'll make sure that my furrow is about a 1/4 inch deep. And then I take that 1/4 inch and that's my planting depth. Then my seed spacing, I'll just start tapping. And when the seeds start falling, I just make sure that I'm putting a seed about every 1/2 inch. And that's my spacing. That means I'm going to get a plant roughly on average every 1/2 inch. When those plants come up, I'm not going to thin. I do not thin high intensity lettuce because I'm harvesting for cut and come again lettuce. I'm not harvesting the full head. I'm actually letting the plants grow up, and then, and we have videos on this if you're wondering, but we let the whole plant grow up. and they basically support each other. The plants on this side support the plants here, and they kind of just grow upwards rather than out. They don't spill out, they just kind of grow up. And then I just take a knife, I just cut off what I want, and then the rest grows back. It's a very, very efficient way of growing things like leafy greens. All right, and the final thing I want to talk about as I'm finishing up planting this lettuce here is another thing with consistency. So yes, you want consistent growth so that you don't have spotty germination and plants competing. But you also want consistent soil moisture. You want consistent temperature. You want consistent nutrients. Anything like that is going to have to do with the depth that you plant them at. So if you want consistent moisture, the closer you are to the surface, a seed is going to dry out much faster, or a plant is going to dry out much faster at the surface than it is, say, a ½ inch deep. And so by ensuring that they all have even moisture, it's going to make sure that when you do water, you get really consistent results. Things like temperature as well. The lower you are in the soil, the cooler it is, and that's because there's more insulation. The sun warms up the top layer of soil, but doesn't quite get down that far. And so later on in the season, when the whole soil is, say, 50, 60 degrees, that's not as much of a concern. But early season, when you're planting things like lettuce and spinach and carrots and whatnot, you want to make sure that you have even soil temperatures. And so when you're planting at a ½ inch, that means that all those seeds at a ½ inch are going to be experiencing the same soil temperature. If you go down even another ½ inch from there, there's probably about a 5 to 10 degree soil temperature difference, even a ½ inch down. And that's because the sun is not as powerful in the early season. And so when you're planting in a trench, it's going to ensure that you really have even soil moisture, even soil temperature, and then finally, even nutrients. The top of the soil, if you're amending it regularly and taking good care of it, it's not as much of a concern. But if your soil quality is not the best, the lower you go down, the better the soil quality actually is in terms of nutrients and minerals. And that's because over time, the top soil layer tends to leach or degrade, and the nutrients don't just go away from your soil, they go down through your soil. And so the nutrients can be found down deeper. And so if you plant seeds very close to the top of the surface, sometimes you have spottier germination and the plants really suffer and are kind of weak. But if you plant deeper a little bit, those plants down deeper are able to tap into the nutrients and minerals sooner, and therefore they're able to grow a little faster. And so if you're planting at a ½ inch versus 1 inch versus a ¼ inch, there's a big gradient in the amount of nutrients found in the soil. And so again, consistency, consistency, consistency is the reason why we plant in a furrow. That's planting in holes versus planting in furrows. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I really do hope that you learned something new. If you did, make sure to throw a like up there. Subscribe if you're not yet already. As you can tell, I'm in shorts, so that means the weather's getting warm, and that means only one thing. We're gonna be out in the garden a lot more frequently, and so that means a lot more gardening content, and that means you better subscribe so you don't miss anything. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you learned something new, and as always, this is Luke from the MIgardener channel, reminding you to grow big or go home, and we'll catch you all later. See ya. Bye.